simply right. I mean, he is to an extent. But I think the answer that's most true to me is that he loved traveling, and so do I. Because I do. I do love to travel. I don't get out much, but I do actually enjoy traveling when I get to it.
He had fancy silks from Orlais, statuettes from the wilds down south. I could have listened to stories all night about places he'd been. Now I'm getting to see some of those places myself.
I liked that answer. That felt right. All right, and we have one more thing to set down.
The tools every professional scoundrel needs when learning the trade. I spent as much time picking locks and mixing poisons as I did training with blades or a bow.
It was hard but worthwhile. Those were the days. For all the good it did, or I wasn't a model student. I do find funny that elves in fantasy universes, most cases, are either super appraised and almost divine, or they're the scum of society to be enslaved and persecuted. Not often that they're in between. In fact, in the Dragon Age series, they're both, Wolfang. They're both. Which is kind of hilarious. The Dragon Age decided, elves in general, fantasy, this is a dark fantasy. Let's make him both. Let's just do all the tropes. So, we have all the tropes here for elves. I'm gonna go with the nostalgia answer here. I'm gonna go with the nostalgia answer. Yeah. Those were the days.
That precision. Every reagent measured perfectly. The feel of the lock opening, it all just felt right. Right. That's better. Now, how do I connect to Solus? Just sleep or relaxing? Maybe if I clear my mind.
All right, time to meditate. Hey, Eggnog! I'm doing well. I mean, well enough with this cold. Thank you for the hug. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're about to have a conversation.
It must have been worse than I had thought.
Hello, Dreadwolf.
But perhaps I am mistaken. You may be here to correct me, to tell me that my concerns were unfounded. I am, after all, remembered as the god of lies, treachery, and rebellion.
Oh, he remembered our jab. We did the jab and he remembered. Oh boy. I would love it if you could make me some hot chocolate, but I don't think that you're in my house, so that might not get to me anytime soon. However, if you would like to make yourself some hot chocolate and enjoy it on my behalf, that would be perfect. Yes, I remember. Seriously rubbing it in or stop? I need information. Yes, I remember.
Depending on the story.
And what story shall we tell now?
I need to know what the gods are planning.
You are asking for knowledge no mortal in this world is privy to. If I am to share it with you, I need to know what makes you the right person to lead the fight against Algernon and Ghilanane.
Solus is giving me Major BB Baldur's Gate 3 Squid in Your Dreams vibes. He is doing a little bit of that. He is doing a little bit of that, yeah. Although, to be fair, Rook hasn't met Solus. Well, Rook has seen Solus outside of the dream realm. We as the people who play these games have met Solus outside of the dream realm in Inquisition, so we know that he's like this everywhere. Like, he's just like this all the time. But yeah. Wait, the Solus guy is kind of familiar. Is he from Inquisition or 2? He was a companion in Inquisition, Wolfang. He was a companion, and now he is suspected to be the BBEG, but actually maybe not. Secret romance unlocks Solus. Something like that. I'll pour some whiskey and enjoy that for you. Please do, eggnog. Absolutely. Throw some whiskey in that hot chocolate. Enjoy. Sit back, relax, and enjoy with your drink. I would love that. All right, what sassy thing are we gonna say? Nothing, but I'm here. I'm not in charge, or I punch up. You should know. Ooh, do we need to be salty? I don't want to do sarcasm here. I think we've come to the realization that we don't know enough and we need to know more. So maybe, just maybe, being a little bit honest is going to get us what we need. I don't have a flirty option. There's no flirt option here. And to be fair, in my main playthrough of Inquisition, not that I ever streamed it. I started streaming after I'd played Inquisition, so anyway. You did not see him in Origins, Wolfang. He will remind you of people you met in Origins, but he is not from Origins at all. There's no Solus in Origins, or Dragon Age 2. But he was a companion in Inquisition, so... Literally, Inquisition ended with him setting up, like, breaking away from the party and setting up for the ritual that we disrupted at the beginning of this story, beginning of Veilguard. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the honesty because we need information and I'm ready to play ball.
Someone has to do something. I may not be the right person for this job, but I'm the only one left.
So your call to action is that any attempt is better than none?
Back in the Crows, I had to deal with the Antom invasion. One night, I saw a unit getting ready to transport prisoners to another city. It was way too large for us to hit.
But you did so anyway, using unconventional tactics to confuse the Antam and free the prisoners.
How'd you know that?
You helped Varric pursue me for the better part of a year. It would have been foolish not to learn about who was hunting me.
Then you know that if someone has to make a call, I'll do it.
I suppose I was not so different when I started.
Started what?
My rebellion against the Evanuris. The Elven gods, as you call them. They wish to reclaim their dominion over this world. To accomplish that, they will need two things. First, the Blight. What exists in this world is a bare fragment of its power. The rest is imprisoned, until they release it.
You would be confused. The leader of the elves in Origins talks very similarly to Solus. They're not the same voice actor, by the way. But, the way that Solus carries himself is very much like that Elven leader. And it is a very Dalish manner in which he is. He does not claim to be of the Dalish, nor does he claim to be a city elf in Inquisition. He just claims to be a scholar, a traveler, someone who likes to learn and connect with the spirits of the Fade. Basically he is an archaeologist of sorts, is what he claims. He's a scholarly archaeologist of sorts. So the fact that the leader of the elves, in the Dalish elves in Origins, acts very similarly to Solus is probably what you're being confused by, because they do hold themselves the same way, speak very similarly, etc. All right, can we stop them is the fear answer. How do we stop them is the thumbs up answer. Then we stop them is the stubborn answer. And then we have questions that we can ask for more information. First, the Blight. What exists in this world is a bare fragment of its power. The rest is imprisoned until they release it. It didn't escape.
The Blight didn't escape with the gods?
Elganon and Gillenane escaped largely empty-handed, fortunately. Most of the Blight is still trapped in the prison I created ages ago.
So what we saw at that village, that's them not at full strength?
Correct.
It's bigger than what we have?
The rest of the Blight is imprisoned? There's more than what's in the world already?
Yes. Centuries ago, the Magisters of Tevinter opened my prison. A tiny fragment of the Blight escaped. That fragment grew beneath the earth and led to the Blights that have swept across the world. However terrible the Blight is now, it is a mere fraction of what we will see if its full power is unleashed.
Oh shit, that gives us a whole new understanding of everything, actually. That literally changed our historical understanding of what the Blights are from Origins and everything that we have learned up until now. Because the main religion of the world, the temple, has said that it was the Tevinter mages who gained so much in power, and the Tevinter mages were all human, but they gained so much in power that they had reached out to the land of the gods and tried to take the Golden City for themselves, and in doing so corrupted the Golden City, which caused the Blight, which then leaked down into the world, infected the dragons, and that is what caused the Blight thereafter. And it is only if what Solus is telling us right now is the truth, then the Golden City of the Gods was never a thing. It was Solus's prison that they opened briefly and tapped into, which caused the Blights. The whole religion's founding is on a misunderstanding of information. Holy shit. My brain has just exploded. Okay. Why blight the world?
I don't understand. Elgernon and Gillenane were elves like you, right? Why would they want to blight the world?
It is my fault. As the Dread Wolf, I was a thorn in their side. When my efforts weakened their grasp on the Elven people, they grew frustrated, then desperate.
And turned to the blight.
Once the corruption took hold of them, they were blind to its horror. It was just another source of power for them. Now they would blight the world without hesitation, and call us backward and foolish for opposing them.
How do we stop them?
What would they need to do to free the blight? And how do we stop them from doing it?
They will need to pierce the veil to reach the Blight's prison. My Lyrium dagger is one of the few artifacts capable of doing so.
We've already recovered it from the ritual site.
Excellent. Then they will have to make their own. That will give you time.
You said the gods needed 2 things, and the blight is the first. What's the second?
Followers. They have called themselves gods. And what is a god without worshippers to sing their praises?
I'm not going to bend a knee to blighted, murdering monsters just because their ears are pointed like mine. I don't think many other elves are going to either.
Agreed. Elgernon and Gillenane care little for the elves. They will find worshippers among those hungry for power. Tyrants and bullies. The cruel and the corrupt, who fear their own vulnerability and seize any chance to feel strong. If you hunt them, they will lead you to Elgernon and Gillenane.
Thanks. Sounds entertaining, or that's not enough. No, let's try to bring goodwill into this. He will help us more in the end. Does not necessarily mean that he won't attempt to use us for his own ends, but we can be polite, at least in these beginning times. Thanks.
Thank you. I'll go poke at the cruel and corrupt, and we'll see what we find.
The Veravas, the lighthouse Soluvian, can take you anywhere, if you master its secrets. Have you done so?
Not yet, but we've got one of the Veil Jumpers working on it. She'll get it sorted, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes. I suppose we will. And when you speak with Varric, please tell him that I regret what happened.
He didn't actually mean to stab his friend. We have acquired a new appearance in the wardrobe. Cool. Well, now we have our own room, and the wardrobe has been moved to it. Neat. Nope, nothing new here. Although there is a lot. This is every armor in the game plus all of the cosmetic ones. So. Cool. Yep, we can even make our casual appearance be not so cash, but I'm happy with it, so we will just leave it be. Oh, hello. Enter decoration mode. Change decor. We can move the practice kit over here. I kind of like it here next to the wardrobe. I'm gonna put the scroll up here. I feel like on bookshelves is better. On this little dresser, I'm gonna put Varric's shaving mirror. The Antem pin. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna leave that there. We will get clearly other decorations, but now I feel like that's a little bit better. Okay. Off into the world we go. Let's go check on Varric. He was sleeping earlier. Let's go talk to him. Oh boy. That was a lot, you guys. Hey, Varric, how you doing, buddy?
So Solus told the truth about the gods.
You heard? It's bad, Varric. If you'd seen Demetis crossing...
The team needs to act fast. And it can't do that with me leading from a bed. You've got to take point on this.
I don't want your job. I can't replace you if that's what you want. I can't replace you.
I can't do what you do. I've barely been holding it together in the short time you've been out.
You don't need to do what I do. You just need to get it done. Rook, when I put this team together, what did I look for? A detective to find the Dreadwolf, and a scout to get us the lay of the land. Exactly the people he'd expect me to recruit. Disciplined, predictable. And then there's you. Remember when we first met, kid? I watched you pick apart an entire Antom patrol in Treviso. They outnumbered you 20 to 1.
They were overconfident. I took advantage.
Which no one else did. Crows didn't appreciate the heat it brought down, but you've got a knack, kid.
For what?
Finding a way through the wildest shit I've ever seen. With a plan that no one expects. On the best day of his life, Solus wouldn't see you coming, Rook. And don't worry. I'll still be here to talk if you need me.
About Solus and the ritual.
There is something. Did Nev tell you about me talking to Solus in the Fade?
I had some good arguments with Chuckles back in the day. I can't imagine being stuck with him in my head. But how are you feeling about it?
I'm worried. We need his help or he's an asshole. I mean, all of these three apply. But you know me, I like to talk through my decision-making tree here. I am worried. But... And he is an asshole. He was an asshole in Inquisition, too. But unfortunately, the truth of the matter is we need his help.
It doesn't matter how I feel about it. We can't stop the gods without what he knows.
And there you go. You don't have to love him to deal with him.
He also asked me to tell you that he regrets what happened. Hurting you, I mean.
Chuckles is sentimental. He could burn the world down, and the thing that would make him cry is a single flower with blackened petals.
How about Neve being hurt?
When I took over at the ritual site, I had to make a call on who came with me to knock over that statue. It was the first decision I made leading this team. Nev got hurt because of it.
You made a decision with the best information you had. Sometimes you do that, and people end up hurt. Or worse.
What would you have done?
What would I have done? Probably gotten myself killed and failed to stop the ritual if you hadn't stepped in. A good leader isn't someone who never makes mistakes. It's someone who admits when they make one. That's how you earn their trust.
That's true. Every time we have had someone in a position of power who has made a mistake and then admitted to it, I have trusted them more because they saw what they did, and so long as they take steps to not make that mistake again, to make up for having made the mistake in the first place, we feel as if the wrong has been corrected, that some amount of justice or rebalance has been made. And I don't understand people who hold on to anger and hate after someone has tried their best to fix what they have made a mistake on. Now, not all mistakes can be fixed. If somebody dies because of your mistake, you can't fix that. But if you do everything you can to ensure that no one else is going to die for that mistake, you've done a lot. So I feel like that is a truth. Welcome in. Hello. Amanda here. 000. Thank you for the follow. I do not have a Discord. I do not have a Discord community for my Twitch stream at this time, but thank you for asking, I guess. I hope you are well. Sit back, relax. We're playing Dragon Age the Veilguard. One more question that we have about Demeda's Crossing.
Demeda's Crossing was awful. While we were there, we found one survivor, the mayor.
You took him back to the Veil Jumpers.
Not everyone was happy about my decision. We're just starting out and I'm already losing their trust.
The key to earning the team's trust isn't to only make decisions everyone agrees with. It's showing the team that they can tell you whatever's on their mind, even if they think you're full of crap. And know you'll listen.
That is the truth. All right. Well, thank you, Varric. We will talk to you later, and please heal.
I'll let you get some rest.
You're gonna be fine, Rook. Hey, one last thing before you go. I've been racking my brain thinking of contacts who might help us with these gods.
You got any ideas?
Nothing. But being a leader isn't about having all the answers yourself. It's about knowing who does. Nev has connections to a whole world that Harding and I barely know. Might be worth talking to her.
Will do. Thanks, Varric.
Anytime. You can stop fussing over me. Go see what the others are up to.
I literally just got to have a conversation with you and you tell me to stop fussing. I don't think so, my man. You have been injured and I want to take care of you. Alright, well, I will go talk to Neve. Varric. Stop getting nearly killed. Ugh. I have loved Varric as a character since Dragon Age 2. And again, I will state that it is the weakest link in all of the Dragon Age characters, but I still believe that Dragon Age 2 held a lot of lore in it that if you skip that game, you miss out on it. And yes, it is the weakest link, but it was still a good game. Is the player's character's name preset, or can you choose it? Rook is a code name. In actuality, you can choose your first name. So if I go into my character sheet, I am Mayrin Deriva. The last name is set by your origin. So because I am an Antivan Crow origin, Deriva is from Antiva. Therefore, I am Mayrin Deriva. But I was able to set my first name. That is the part that you can choose for yourself. Rook, is the title that you go by. It is your code name, the Rook. So every Dragon Age Origins main character has been given a title to reference by because of the customizations for each game. So, the first games, I believe, title was the Grey Warden, and then you had the Champion in Dragon Age 2. I don't remember what Inquisitions was, but because you can't, like, no one playthrough of this game is ever the same race, ever the same class, ever the same origin for some of the games, etc., and so on. They have an overall reference to the main character, and for the Veilguard, it is the Rook. So, Mayrin Deriva, the Elven Antivan Crow rogue, is my version of the Rook. But yeah, very early on, after character creation, she says, just call me Rook. And therefore you were always referenced as Rook because of that. So that's how that works. But yes, my version of Rook is Mayrin Deriva. Or Mayrin Deriva, depending on how they pronounce it. Let's go talk to Neve.
Hey, Nev. Hi, Wisps.
Or Nev.
Yeah, they're still here. But you're here for leads. You want allies to go after the gods? I've got places to look, if we can get anywhere but Arlathan.
Blara's working on it. What have you got?
Let's start with the angles we know. The gods are corrupt magic personified. Who do we hire to fight that? First, the Antivan Crows. We've got you. But if one assassin's good...
Why not two? You have someone in mind?
Your most feared mage killer, the Demon of Virantium.
Welcome in, Mr. Scrake. Glad to see you. Hope you are enjoying some Darkest Dungeon too. Yes, that's why they keep calling me that. I was thinking maybe you chose to choose your name as the name Rook. They made somehow the game read it. I don't know. Hope someday they can manage to do that.